My name's Sarah Ahmed. I'm the Deputy Director of Voter Registration at the Virginia League of Conservation Voters Education Fund. I'm here today to answer some questions about the ways to vote in Virginia for the November 3rd presidential election.
What are the different ways Virginians can vote for the presidential election?
Registered voters in Virginia can vote for the November 3rd presidential election a few different ways. You can vote in person at your polling place on November 3rd. Polling places are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can also vote absentee, also known as vote by mail, and you can vote early in person before Election Day.
How do I vote on Election Day?
To vote on Election Day, which is Tuesday, November the 3rd, you want to show up at your polling place and you want to have an acceptable form of voter ID. As long as you're in line by 7 p.m., you can vote on Election Day at your polling place. We encourage you to double check where your polling location is.
When will I get my absentee or vote by mail ballot?
Times vary for when you will receive your absentee or vote by mail ballot after you submit your request. If it's been about 2 weeks since you've submitted your request for your absentee or vote by mail ballot, then we do recommend you calling your local registrar's office to check on the status of your absentee ballot. You can also call us at the Virginia League of Conservation Voters Education Fund, and we will be more than happy to assist you.
How do I turn in my absentee or vote by mail ballot?
You can turn in your absentee or vote by mail ballot by, of course, mailing it back, and all absentee ballots have prepaid postage on them. You can also turn in your absentee ballot by bringing it to a secure absentee ballot drop box location. Or you can turn in your absentee ballot by bringing it to your registrar's office in person. You can also turn in your absentee ballot by bringing it to your polling place on November 3rd, Election Day. And you need to do that by 7 p.m.
What is early in-person voting?
All registered voters can vote early in person at their local registrar's office or at a temporary in-person early voting satellite location. Early in-person voting began on September 18th and goes until Saturday, October 31st. There is no excuse needed to vote early in person in the state of Virginia, and you don't have to complete an application to vote early in person either. You just show up at your registrar's office or one of those satellite locations, you have an acceptable form of voter ID, and you vote.
What are acceptable forms of ID when voting?
Voters can bring an acceptable photo ID to vote. Yes, that is fine, but that is not required. Voters can also bring a utility bill, a pay stub, a bank statement, or any government-issued document that has the voter's name and address on it. If a voter has no ID, that voter can sign an affirmation statement and vote.
What is a provisional ballot?
A provisional ballot is a ballot given to the voter on Election Day if the eligibility of the voter cannot be confirmed. So let's say it's Election Day and you're at your polling place. Poll workers, they're telling you they can't find your name in the poll book, or they're telling you that you did request an absentee ballot, but you didn't bring it with you that day to your polling place. Please request a provisional ballot. A provisional ballot is designed to protect your right to vote by making sure that you can still turn in that ballot the Friday after Election Day by noon, ensuring that by that time the underlying question of your eligibility to vote has been answered. I hope you're more informed now on the ways to vote as a registered voter in Virginia. Remember, if you are a registered voter in Virginia, you can vote. Every registered voter can vote. Remember, not now, but right now.